We are going to talk about Greenland. Not Greenland's weather, not its financial situation, but Greenland's global importance. This massive island, covered under thick layers of ice, has suddenly become the center of world attention. Why is the United States so desperate to get Greenland? And why is the real reason far more important than minerals, oil, or even American security? So important that it could change the entire world order. Welcome once again to Flash Facts. Greenland is the world's largest island, located near the North Pole. Around 80% of it is covered with thick ice. In terms of area, it is bigger than Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Indonesia. But because of the extreme cold, only about 57,000 people live there, mostly along the coastline. Temperatures of minus 30 degrees Celsius are normal, and in the northern parts, minus 50 degrees Celsius is common. Summer is extremely short, with temperatures barely reaching 10 degrees Celsius, and that too only in strong sunlight. So how did this frozen land become the center of a new global power struggle? Former U.S. President Donald Trump openly said that Greenland must become part of the United States, even hinting at military action. This shocked geopolitical experts, but Trump was not the first American president to want Greenland. Politically, Greenland is an autonomous region under the Kingdom of Denmark. The U.S. has always considered Greenland vital for its national security. During World War II, when Germany occupied Denmark, the U.S. took responsibility for Greenland's defense. Later, in 1946, President Harry Truman even offered Denmark millions of dollars in gold to buy Greenland, but Denmark refused. Still, the U.S. was allowed to build military bases there. So what's the fear now? The people of Greenland have long wanted independence, and Denmark is not a powerful military country. If Greenland becomes independent, it could demand the removal of U.S. bases or increase their cost. America wants full control to avoid that risk. Another reason is geography. Greenland sits between the U.S. and Russia, making it extremely important militarily. The U.S. already has thousands of troops at Pitifik Space Base, which hosts an advanced early warning radar system capable of detecting Russian nuclear missiles immediately after launch. But security is only part of the story. Greenland holds massive reserves of rare earth elements, minerals essential for future technology. These include neodymium, used in electric vehicles and wind turbines, gallium, used in AI chips and radar systems, uranium, and silicon. Right now, China controls about 90% of the global supply of these minerals and has started limiting exports. Whoever controls these resources will dominate future technology, and America wants to break China's monopoly. Greenland also has enormous reserves of oil. Surveys estimate 31 billion barrels of oil under northeast Greenland alone. Then there's another critical issue: undersea internet cables. Major cables connecting the U.S. and Europe pass near Greenland. American officials fear that Russia could cut these cables during a conflict, disrupting global communication. And now comes the most important reason, one hardly anyone talks about. Because of global warming, Arctic ice is melting, opening a new shipping route called the Northwest Passage. This route can reduce travel between China and Europe by up to 9,000 kilometers, saving fuel, money, and 10 to 15 days of travel time. So whoever controls this route becomes the gatekeeper of global trade. Russia already controls much of the Arctic coastline. China wants to build a polar Silk Road. If the U.S. loses this race, global trade could fall into Russian and Chinese hands. Greenland sits right at the entrance of this new sea route, so if the U.S. controls Greenland, it effectively controls this future maritime highway. But this can trigger a massive global crisis. Denmark is a NATO member, and its prime minister has warned that any forced takeover of Greenland would destroy NATO itself. That could lead to conflicts between allies and reshape global politics. If the U.S. gains control of Greenland, America becomes the supreme Arctic power, trust between Europe and the U.S. collapses, China suffers a major strategic blow, Greenland's ecosystem could be permanently damaged, indigenous people could lose their culture and freedom. The melting Arctic is opening new paths, but also creating new dangers. The decision over Greenland could define the next 100 years of world history. Will it lead to peace or World War III? Only time will tell. If you liked this Flash Facts video, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Thank you for your love and support. We'll see you in the next video.